Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Erin McGuire, women's worthiness coach, helping you to feel worthy and abundant in your life and your business. What I want to share today is a video that is still unraveling in my own awareness, something I'm still working with and through to understand, and that is the dark side of being an empath. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not even sure I want to call myself an empath anymore, and there for a while I was really marketing myself to empaths. But the issue with empath, and something that I've discussed with colleagues in the past, even about 4 years ago, but it's just something that's come back to the surface now, is that and here's a question that I'd like to pose it to you and see what you have to say about it. I'm very curious to hear different people's opinions. And that is, are we empaths? Is empath actually a real true thing? Or is being an empath a byproduct of unresolved trauma from growing up around a parent who was maybe an addict or emotionally unavailable or had outbursts of anger in some way, and you had to be hyper vigilant and hyper aware of their every move so you would know if you were going to be safe or not? Because that is the case for me and how I grew up. And when I've worked with empaths and I see the general community of empaths out there, a lot of them seem like they have these traumatic backgrounds. Even, it doesn't have to be this like physical abuse or sexual abuse or anything like that, but rather just growing up with a parent who is emotionally unavailable and not able to show empathy and unconditional love. So what does that mean for us if we identify as an empath, and is there hope? Can you be a healthy empath? And all of that good stuff, right? And to answer that, I believe, yeah, you can be healthy. You can be a healthy empath. Rise above these challenges. But I think the reason there's so much suffering in the empath community, I'm part of a few empath groups on Facebook, and it always seems like all this drama, and there's always, just people feeling so sensitive all the time. And I really truly believe that when we start healing the unresolved trauma and our shadow self, that part of ourself that is hidden from the conscious mind. So Carl Jung coined the term shadow work, or the shadow self, meaning anything not brought to the light of our own consciousness. So it's stuff we're not aware of that happened to us when we were children, and we developed a story, an unconscious story or pattern or set of behaviors around that in order to protect ourselves. It was a coping mechanism. An example is one that I give in a video, I'll post a link below, to people pleasing that I just posted not long ago. So go ahead and watch that video for a great example. But that is where I'm giving to others because I feel like that's how I'm going to get love, because that's how I was shown love and attention from my caregivers, right? So we grow up, we don't even realize we have that story going on within us, and the next thing you know, I'm burning myself out and not knowing why, I'm never getting anything in return, and I give to so many people. And it's because I had a core belief that I picked up in childhood that I'm only valued by what I do, not for who I am. So the dark side of being an empath is that what came first? Am I an empath first? It's like the chicken before the egg. Was I an empath first and then the unresolved trauma happened? Is empath an actual thing? Or did the unresolved trauma, or the trauma that happened to me as a child, train me into being hypervigilant of everyone around me, and therefore kind of taking on their energy? Now, there are a lot of positive things to being an empath. Some of my greatest gifts come from growing up in the way that I did. My intuition got strengthened. I'm able to feel things out before they happen. I'm very empathic to other people, obviously. I can put myself in their shoes very easily and feel what they're feeling, right? And so it's not all a bad thing. I'm just really curious which one came first. And what I'm seeing, at least in my own experience, and a lot of the people that I work with, is that being an empath actually meant that there was some trauma in childhood, and I'm super sensitive now because of that trauma. And so again, as you work on healing the unresolved trauma, doing shadow work, you'll have less and less trauma in your now moment picking up other people's stuff. Because right now there's probably some sort of vibration that's going out from you that is, I have to know what's happening so in order for me to be safe. I have to know how other people are going to react so that I know I can be safe. I have to overgive to everybody else so that I can feel valued and worthy. So once we start healing up those wounds, that old crap, and I have a great program called Empowered Women that takes you through 8 weeks of doing just that. But we do it in a fun way with an amazing group of women that are all looking to rise into their greatness and get out of these limiting patterns. The real work comes from going within, doing the inner work to, again, move through these patterns. I have a lot of different videos on that. I'll leave links to a couple of them below. And again, the link to my 8-week Empowered Women program is below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again really soon.